In this week's video, we're going to search for different surface textures, particularly focusing on the look and feel of bark on different types of tree. Have you noticed how different the bark is on different types of tree? I'm going to show you two different ways you could record some of the different surface textures you find outside. You might think of other ways to record different textures that you find. The first way I'm going to show you is bark rubbing. I use charcoal from an old fire to make the bark rubbings. You can use a wax crayon held on its side or even a soft pencil. I placed a piece of paper over the bark on the tree trunk and using the side of the charcoal rubbed over the bark. Can you see the marks of the surface texture showing? Where there are bumps on the bark, the charcoal makes those marks on the paper. Investigate how different trees have bark with different surface textures. Can you make bark rubbings which look quite different to each other? When I looked carefully at different tree barks, I was amazed at the variety of different textures. Some very smooth, some lined, some gnarled and bumpy. Here is another way you can capture different surface textures. Inspired by the books That's Not My, Teddy or Dinosaur, there are many, where the pages have an item made of different surface textures, I have made a drawing with a hole in it to see different textures through. My drawing is of a caterpillar. Yours could be anything you like. I'll show you how I made it. I used recycled packaging, a piece of an old cardboard box. I drew the image onto it. I copied a caterpillar from one of my favourite books, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Then I folded the card in half and cut a triangle in the centre of the shape I wanted to cut out. When I opened the cardboard up again, this made a hole to start cutting from. I carefully cut out the shape, working from the centre and cutting outwards to the line of my drawing. I left the details of my drawing without cutting them out. What will you choose to draw and cut out? Maybe you could think of something that might have lots of different surface textures. Looking through a cut-out shape makes you look more closely at the textures that can be seen through the shape. Once you have made your cutout, you can have fun finding different surface textures outside. If you know the That's Not My books, you'll know that they use descriptive words such as that's not my caterpillar, its body is too soft or spiky or rough or striped or lumpy or smooth. How would you describe the different surface textures that you discover outside? I hope you enjoy looking at and feeling different surface textures and recording them in some way, either by making rubbings or making your own cutout. Maybe you will find another way to record the different surface textures you find. Have fun being outside and looking closely at the surfaces on natural objects.